Joel Penhorwood here for the Ohio AgNet. We're wrapping up National FFA Week. Always a great time here in the late winter, early spring months to think about an organization that's had such an impact on the youth in agriculture, and so many in agriculture today harking back to their time in the blue corduroy jackets. And I'm doing that right now as I'm talking with a good friend of mine, Amy Jo Baughman. She's director of the Ohio FFA Foundation. Amy Jo, thank you so much for being here with us. But a little bit of background: we were in the blue corduroy at a little bit of a different time a few years ago, and I remember going across stage, getting my state FFA degree. Amy Jo was there. She had a long week that week because she really took that position very seriously and at the helm. But my goodness, it just seems like yesterday, but also it seems like, oh, a moment ago. What do you think, Amy Jo?
I couldn't agree with you more, Joel. And I think some of the reason it feels that way is that, and this really comes into focus on a week like this, National FFA Week, which is, Ohio FFA has been around for a long time. In just a couple years, we'll celebrate our centennial, our 100-year anniversary. And it's so rewarding to reflect. And I think something that stands out is that while our programs have evolved over time, our mission remains the same: to make a positive difference in the lives of students by developing their potential for premier leadership, personal growth, and career success through agricultural education. And so that commitment to our mission stands strong, and it's such a fun thing to get to celebrate during something like National FFA Week.
Well said. Now let's talk a little bit about, as we're recapping the week here. It's not just this is our one time of year to be able to support the blue corduroy jackets, right? It's really just a reminder of, well, there's a lot of exciting CDE contests ahead. I mean, state FFA convention right around the corner. Student FFA reporters, those of you in blue corduroy interested in helping us out at state convention at Ohio AgNet, please sign up at ohioagnet.com. Have a little plug there. But let's recap it from your perspective. To folks listening, Ohio FFA, not just foundation, but also the organization in general, what do you want folks to know about where we are today?
Yes, absolutely. So, a few different things. This week has been such a fun week. We have celebrated in so many different ways. We've celebrated the accomplishments of our students, which we will continue doing during State FFA Convention on April 30th and May 1st this year. We're celebrating our teachers. This year, we are awarding the finalists for our Golden Owl Award, which honors ag teachers for their tremendous contributions in educating the next generation of leaders who will be in the agriculture industry. But like you said, Joel, that celebration and all the fun things happening this week, we've also connected with our alumni. That doesn't just end here. And especially for the Ohio FFA Foundation, we work year round to raise dollars for our statewide programming. So today, our organization, the Ohio FFA, is growing. We now have more than 30,000 FFA members here in the state of Ohio across more than 330 chapters. And we now have more than 600 agricultural educators, which is unbelievable. And so these numbers are so exciting, and yet that also means we need more support for our statewide programs. And that's what we work to do day in and day out here at the Ohio FFA Foundation. To share about some of our programs, we do have a Blue Jackets program, which raises dollars that provide blue corduroy jackets for first-year FFA members. We have our Chapter Success Grant program, which provides funds for FFA chapters to apply toward their local programs for community development or chapter development projects. We have our Ohio FFA Works program, which is a newer program for the foundation, but this is specifically designed for students who are seeking full-time employment in the agriculture industry. And so students who are interested can actually apply to that program now. The application is open. We have a scholarship program. We have a chapter trust program. We have a fruit and companion product sale program. There's so much going on throughout the year that truly makes a difference for our students and for our teachers. And we appreciate so much support and celebration during this week, but it truly is an endeavor that does not stop and it lasts all year long.
All right, quick question here. With the FFA being a growing organization, growing opportunity as a result to give and impact students, why is it growing? In this day and age, why is FFA seeing tremendous growth like we are today?
Well, Joel, I will not pretend to know the exact
Right.
reason for that, but I'll tell you a little bit of my personal perspective about why we're growing. I think some of that I have to credit to our the work that's being done by our local ag educators. They're doing a great job. They're communicating about the importance of the ag industry and recruiting students to their programs. I think it's also because as an industry, we're doing what we can across the board. And Joel, the work that you're doing certainly works toward this, but communicating out the importance of agriculture and the way that it has grown and evolved over time to where students of all backgrounds can see how they could fit and contribute to a very meaningful industry and profession. And so, students who we're seeing an increase in students who might not have that traditional agricultural background are joining our programs. And I think that's because of the work of so many in sharing the importance of the work that we do. And I also think, there's just the reality that our population, and it's been true for a long time, the global population is growing. Agriculture is a global industry, and it's something that I think is being recognized by younger generations as something that's important and a worthwhile endeavor to learn about at least, and potentially even give your life to professionally. And so I think it's not the result of just one thing. It's the result of this collective work that we're all doing across this industry, and specifically to care for and invest in tomorrow's leaders. And I think we're seeing that grow in the growth that we see in Ohio FFA.
Amy Jo Baughman, Executive Director of the Ohio FFA Foundation. FFA has had an impact on her life in a pretty big way, I'm sure. It's had an impact on mine, and we're here talking about reminiscing as we wrap up National FFA Week. But don't let your support end there. Let it just be a moment to kind of light a fire about how to support the next generation, those in the blue corduroy jackets, during National FFA Week and from here onward. Amy Jo, thank you so much for joining us on the Ohio AgDat.
Thank you so much, Joel.